Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this from PC Gamer. Don't expect Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 until the second half of 2021. Well, based on what I read and based on the shenanigans that has happened with the game, even I am going to say that second half of the 2021 is still a very optimistic release date for this game. Midway, let's keep reading. I do not think it will come for the first half of the year, but we'll see, says Paradox Interactive CEO. In a quiet release to the Swedish press last month, Paradox Interactive CEO Ebba Ljunggerud, you get it, said that she did not believe Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 will release until the second half of 2021. This news follows Bloodlines 2 being delayed into 2021 by this August. Ljunggerud noted that the lack of development kits for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Why can't they name it Xbox 4? No, that's Xbox, it's Xbox 2, Xbox, yeah, it's Xbox 4. Yeah. Has compounded delays due to the Wuhan virus pandemic, which has affected the speed of productivity across the industry as game studios adapt to remote work processes to be able to develop for the next generation, blah blah blah. Not interested. This is the meat of the article that I want to address. The sudden firing of the Bloodlines 2 narrative team at Hardsuit Labs this year first lead writer Brian Mitsoda and creative director Kai Clooney, then the departure of senior narrative designer Cara Ellison. In fact, this news here is double negative? No, triple negative, because they did not address one of the people who got fired. But there is one positive. I mean, it's a huge positive. First and foremost, the negatives. Brian Mitsoda, one of the original people who did the Bloodlines, and the creative director, Kai Clooney. I do not remember exactly what he did, if he was present on the original game. But in a way that does not bode well to the game. It never does, because it may actually end up not only a buggy mess, but story-wise will be convoluted and messy and bad. Usually all the games who does that end up with a very messy game. And I'm looking at you, Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. Anyway, and the Chris Avellone too, because he got Me Too. I do not believe the allegations against him. So this is those are really huge red flags on this. Thank goodness I did not pre-order it, because it was supposed to be released at the more or less at the first quarter or second quarter-ish of 2020. And kind of got bad. And then seeing the gameplay footages of the game, it got really made me think, what the fuck am I looking at? And they even made one of those hot anarchist girls, one of the few ones anarchists that are hot, or when they used to be hot. Today the anarchist women are pretty much hideous. They made her ugly as fuck. Either way, let's go to the good news. To offset the bad news, technically this good news kind of offsets the two bad news, but still the bad news is still quite more, it's quite a lot bigger than the good news, but still, it's good news. Cara Ellison, and she is an absolute filthy SJW. And even more so, why I'm actually reading this on PC Gamer. Because she used to work on PC Gamer. She is a huge SJW. She was responsible for censorship in Australia, for instance. She is responsible for a lot of the shit that was going on. She is also responsible for crappy games that came out, like Dishonored 2, which was an absolute disaster. She also wrote and worked on a rock paper shotgun. Seriously, here it is. PC gamer unwinnable rock paper shotgun. She also worked on Dishonored 2. She was also, let's see, until 2008 Q&A tester. That says a lot in the quality of Grand Theft Auto 4 because it was a huge disaster for the PC. It was a resource hogger. Scrub is a road explosion. They definitely did not add the bad thing she did. She definitely did not, but she was responsible for actually censoring a lot of the shit for Australian games. Let's take a look. Let's see if there's another article here that actually kind of explains it. Let's see. The original Bloodlines. Hey, don't judge me. Remember, when you subscribe to this channel, you are pretty much aware of the low production values. No. Okay, definitely I'm not gonna find this in a timely manner, but let's go on. So this is the only good news that this game has had since, since the announcement. The development was a surprise to both designers themselves and the wider games here, as the three had comprised much of the development team's public face. Those watching the game log there may not be very surprised that it has been delayed before, from early 2020 to late 2020, and that was before the pandemic. Unheard also said that the unannounced Paradox titles would be subject to delays. She noted that delays are part of the gaming business, and that they are something we are used to handling. The statements by the unpronounceable name were made through Swedish business website Avanza's Placera blog in mid-November, but only recently started circulating with English-speaking media. Unpronounceable name is Paradox second CEO after founder Frederick Wester. Oh, why couldn't you have a surname that was easy to pronounce like this guy? Stepped back from the role in 2018. Wester remains the company's principal owner and executive chairman. Shenanigans. But either way, this is actually kind of good news. Well, bad news mixed with good news. Good news because Cara Ellison, bye-bye. There's a chance that maybe the game won't be so crap, but I worry that the damages she did to the story of the game, the narrative behind it, is just too much to be fixed by a game developer like this, especially Hardsuit Labs, whose only game that I was aware of was a semi-MMO mobile style game that was pretty much of a piece of shit. It was a shooter. It was called shit. I actually forgot the name. Let's see if I can actually find it for you guys to see. It was a pretty shitty game. I think it got pretty much cancelled. Actually, I think pretty much before the game got much out. Turns out that they are going to Paradox. So let's see. No, it's not going there. Remember, low production values. Fly at the seat of my pants. Let's see if they talk about their game. Let's go to their website and let's see if they talk. It's a black something. Black games. Blacklight, there you go, Blacklight. Ow. It was a massively crappy game. There you go, here it is. Blacklight Retribution, free-to-play cyberpunk-themed first-person shooter, originally on PC for March 2019. PC servers were shut down permanently, so agents can only suit up on PS4 now. It was a very crappy game. I am sorry, but it was. Those are the only two games that they made. Blacklight and then Bloodlines. Obviously, there's a chance that they kind of did some jobs for other games companies to stay afloat this long, but still, it does not bode well for Bloodlines. So, even for a company that has had a bit of an experience in dealing with games, like BioWare still managed to pump out crappy games like Mass Effect Andromeda, and then you have Anthem, then you have Obsidian too as well with their Outer Worlds, I think was the name, that I did not even bother because they made every single female in there unpalatable to look at. It was a massively crappy game. A lot of people complained about it, and I'm not even going to bother with it. Either way, it just does not bode well. And that's one of the games that I'm definitely going to wait and see if there's anything good coming out of it. And since it's coming out on an Unreal engine, the chances for modding really kind of decreases, unless they make it easily moddable or allow the game to be modded. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pain in the bunghole to mod the game. It could have been released on any other engine. Either way. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more low production values. Hey, you get what you pay for. Anyway, important thing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell button so you can flood your notification bar with my shitty content. Good night.